Have you ever walked into a church and thought, wait, did I just crash someone's party? You know what I mean? Everyone's laughing, talking, connecting, and you're standing there like a dweeb, asking yourself, do I belong here? That awkward feeling. That's just not social, it's culture. And when the culture's off, everything feels off. But here's the good news. Today, I'm starting a 5-part series. I'm calling this the Great Church Culture Blueprint. Each week, we're going to take a deep dive into these steps and give you a practical way to implement them into your church. I've been a part of church for a long time, and I've seen all 5 of these steps work. And I think you can apply them and create a culture that will work for you. So let's jump right in and get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Speak on Purpose podcast. I am Bryan Cox, your host, and today we're talking about the 5 steps that will help us create a great church culture. Let me list those for you, and then we'll talk about them. Step 1, read it. Step 2, write it. Step 3, model it. Step 4, practice it. Step 5, preach it. That's read it, write it, model it, practice it, and preach it. Let's jump into step 1. Read it. I call this read the room. So let me give you an example of this. A few weeks ago, I was out of town and we decided to try a new Mexican restaurant because we love Mexican food and we pretty much have it every week. So we tried this restaurant. Hopefully it's going to be good. We walked in and nobody greets us, just silence. We just stood there for a long time. But there's a hostess stand, there's a hostess, and she's not interested in being a part of my story. I looked at her and I said, do we seat ourselves? And, maybe it's one of those where you find your own seat, serve your own food. I didn't know. And she finally looks up and says, oh, yeah, you can sit anywhere. That's like restaurant code for good luck. I find a seat and we're sitting there trying to be patient. I'm a pastor. I'm telling myself, be patient. It's fine. They're probably busy. They weren't. I counted. There were maybe 3 other people there, and 2 of them looked like they worked there. Before I had even ordered or looked at the menu, I'm like, yeah, we're not coming back. Why? The vibe, the culture. I felt like I was at the DMV. We know how that feels. Waiting on my number to be called. I couldn't wait to leave. The people working there, not that they were bad people, but they had not been taught. They did not understand their customer. They did not understand the culture of the restaurant. They did not know what they were doing. And the result was we were having a poor experience. Sounds like church sometimes. People walk into church expecting one thing and they get another. Now, I go to my favorite spot when I'm home. It's called El Sereno, and it's in Powdersville. Yes, I'm giving a shout out to these guys. They're awesome people. El Sereno in Powdersville. We go pretty much every Friday, and it's a whole different story when we go there. We go pretty much every week. We walk in. They treat us like family. They're smiling and waving. Ashley's our waitress most of the time. And we try to get in her section. And she lights up when she sees us, and we light up when we see her. We cannot wait to say, hey, we know each other's kids' names, and it's just so much fun to be welcomed. It's the same food, literally the same tacos. Maybe the chips and salsa are different, but somehow it always tastes better when I go to El Sereno. And it's because of the culture. That's when I realized it's not the tacos, it's the culture. They were glad to see us. They understood what the room needed to feel like. They read the room. They were taught what culture needs to be. And culture is that invisible thing that shapes every interaction, every first impression, every person's experience. Now, hear this. Before they even hear the sermon, they've probably made up their mind. And culture is the reason some churches grow and some churches don't. I'm sure there's other factors, but this is one we really don't pay attention to. We make the best tacos, but we serve them with an attitude and without love, without care. That doesn't work. And if you don't pay attention to culture, it will take a life on of its own, and it'll create a culture you don't want. We have to be intentional. We have to read the room. So here, step one, take a few Sundays. Just watch what's happening before the service even begins, when people are gathering, when people are coming in from the parking lot. Are the volunteers huddled with friends instead of welcoming newcomers? Is that single mom juggling 3 kids at check-in? Does anybody notice, or is she being overlooked? Culture lives in these small moments. Every handshake, every smile, every hello adds up. Do this. Ask a trusted team member to spy on the parking lot, to spy on the lobby, and bring you observations. Now, don't be defensive. Just listen and learn. What is the culture saying? And awareness is the first step toward change. You want to change your culture? You need to read the room. You need to be aware of what's happening. People decide if they're coming back long before the sermon starts. Culture is what people feel before a word is even spoken. Thanks for joining me today on the Speak on Purpose podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to support this podcast, please go to our website, leave a comment or review. We'd love to hear from you. And you can follow me on Instagram at Speak on Purpose Podcast. Again, thanks for joining us. And remember, our mission is to help pastors deliver better sermons.